What is up, fanatics, fan guy addicts? It's your boy, Josh Fanguy, coming to you live with the ultimate fan guy. We're going to do something a little different today. We're going to be recapping episode 1 of HBO's Watchmen. It's going to be our first show review that we're going to do. We're going to try that today. And I'll admit, when I got up this morning, I was really excited about doing this review. I love Watchmen movie. I love the comics. I was really stoked for this. Really stoked for this. And I watched it about an hour ago. And all of that excitement and joy turned to absolute bleh. I don't even know where to start reviewing this mess of a show. But it's freaking terrible. I'll add the caveat. I will be watching episode 2. Maybe it was supposed to be a 2-part opener where they actually explain things in the second part. I don't know. But the first episode made very little sense from beginning to end. It's almost like all the loudmouth, hyper-liberal media people got gathered up in a room and said, this is what we need to do to make a hyper-liberal anthem show. And I digress. I'll give you my political views really quick and say that I'm very middle of the road. I have some conservative ideals and I have some liberal ideals. So I don't really think, I think a lot of people have it wrong whenever they feel like they have to prescribe to all one way or all the other. You know, be yourself. Come up with your own thoughts, your own ideas, and don't be afraid to, you know, if you tend to be liberal on most things, don't be afraid to say, you know, I'm liberal or whatever, but I kind of agree with the conservatives on this. And likewise, if you're conservative at heart, you know, don't be afraid to say, you know what, I think the liberals got this one right, or, you know, because both sides are right, in my opinion, right and wrong at different times. And the problem is that everyone seems to prescribe one way or the other without realizing that there's some middle ground there. So but I do have I take issue with the very hyper liberal loudmouth agenda where it's like, it's okay to tell your kids that, you know, when they're 4 and 5 years old, that if they're a boy, they can be a girl. And if they're a girl, they can be a boy. Like, if somebody comes to that conclusion on their own through life experiences or whatever, cool. You know, it's their body, it's them, they can do whatever they want. But, you know, you see certain people that are actually like pushing that idea on kids, and I'm not a big believer in that. And it just feels like this show, to summarize, is all of the hyper liberal ideals, like just and like in your face. So to give you a little bit of a context of what I mean is, okay, so the show, the bad guy, I don't even know who the good guys are. They all wear masks. The cops wear masks. I didn't see a single Watchman in the fucking show. That's my biggest gripe, which I'll get to in a second. But yeah, the bad guys are clearly the white supremacists. That's cool. White supremacists are bad. So I can get behind that as a bad guy concept. But then you roll the entire world and it's like this race-related world. Like in the very first scene, like the opening scene, the KKK is attacking this town or some KKK type organization. But like, they're like bombing it with planes and stuff. And like, it's so out there and it seems so divisive. Like, there's already enough division in the country and in the world. When you sit down to watch a TV show, you want to escape from all that. At least I do. I want to escape from all the bullshit of the world. And this show just will not let you do that. And in fact, it actually turns it up to 12, you know? Like, it doesn't even say... It turns the divisiveness up to 12. Like, this show is built to I don't even know, like some hyper liberal agenda of some sort. So this is I say tentatively our hero right here. Don't really know her name. She's not a very good actress. She wasn't very believable in terms of being an action hero. I didn't really buy her at all. So that was also disappointing. The action scenes weren't that good. And like I said, I'm gonna get to my big gripe is that when I watched the movie and I read the comics, it's like Doctor Manhattan, Silk Spectre, Rorschach, like fucking the Night Owl guy, Nightwing. Um, like these are Mr. Metropolis. These are like the characters that you watch. The comedian. These are the characters you watch Watchmen to see. I don't watch Watchmen to see white supremacy gang versus masked police officers. Like I and then they got Jeremy Irons, who's like some rich English guy with like who writes plays or something with a butler and a maid who massage his legs while he's naked writing on a typewriter, but they give no context to what his character is other than maybe he likes watches or something. This show was just jumbled from front to back. It's like, I don't know if they were trying to condense too much material into too short a time, but this first episode was an absolute wreck, in my opinion. It was a mess from front to back. They didn't really tell you what was going on, they didn't do a good job of explaining it. Uh, Essentially all I can tell is that the cops are going after a white supremacy group. But yet a lot of other stuff happened in the episode. Like there's squids falling from the sky that they don't really explain. They don't really explain anything. They don't explain anything. And that's cool. You don't have to explain everything if you can show it through the story, but it was not done here. This is the worst show I've watched in a while. I am going to give it another chance. I'm like, I hate this graphic because I feel like this lady is ruining the show. She's just not very good, like at all. She's just not believable. I don't like when I watched her in her action scenes and all of it. I don't believe her. I don't believe that she is what they're trying to portray her as. Therefore, again, it interferes with my sense of escapism into the show. I was really looking forward to the show. So if I seem a little bummed out and a little hard on it, it might have to do with the fact that I really had high hopes for it. I was really looking forward to it, and they just put it in the shitter bad. Uh, I, I can't even. I don't even know what else to say. Watchmen episode 1 fucking sucked. And I really hope they get it together. I hope that the next episode or two clears up a few things or something, because right now this show is a mess. I would not recommend it to anyone. It, awful, awful fucking show. And I think it's worse even for me because I was really looking forward to it. So, I hope that the actual Watchmen show up or something like the actual characters that are in the comics and the movies and stuff. Because as it is, it's just a bunch of masked cops taking on a bunch of masked white supremacists. And I mean, isn't that kind of played out a little or something? I don't know. It just feels very generic, very divisive, very like we're gonna we're gonna do everything we can to appease the hyper liberal media. That's what this show feels like. It's like a complete a complete project that is simply there to appease the hyper liberal media. Um, God, I could do like recast this lady, please. Get Michonne from Walking Dead. If you're feeling like you have to have a black female protagonist, there are better options out there. There are several better options out there, just off the top of my head. This lady, not good. Sorry, not good. Not believable. Just not. Maybe she'll get better. Maybe I was just jaded by the entire first episode being a confusing mess. But I cannot recommend The Watchmen at this time. On my scale of 10, I'm going to give it a 2 for episode 1. I'm going to rate it a 2. I did not like much about this episode at all. So, that's what I got to say about that. If you were coming here hoping that we were going to rave about it, you came to the wrong review because there's very little to rave about. But I am still holding out hope for the future. Otherwise, I'd have given it a 1. We'll see how it goes, but for now, this was our first video recap of the Ultimate Fanguy, and I was so hoping to just be like, tan, fucking tan, but no, absolutely not. Just an abysmal show. HBO should be ashamed of themselves for putting this on TV. So, if you liked Watchmen, drop me a note in the comments. Tell me what I maybe missed in the show or what I didn't get right or, that I'm an idiot or whatever. This show just feels incredibly divisive to me and very jumbled and unorganized and incoherent. So if you even have any clarity for me, drop that in the comments. Tell me what I'm not seeing that you are, or tell me, damn, you're right, bro. This sucked. So if you like the video, drop a like, hit subscribe, and even if you didn't, if you have a completely different opinion, please tell me what I'm missing here. Please, because I want to like this show. I love the comic. I love the movie. Hate the fucking show. So anyway, that's what I got to say for the Ultimate Fan Guy today. Much love. Hope to see you around soon.